Okay, so Living Single was a 1990 sitcom which ran from 1983 to 1998. So it lasted about 4 or 5 years, 4 or 5 seasons, and over 100 episodes. I mean, this is a really good show. I remember watching this show back in the 1990s. And I was really hooked to it. I really didn't start watching the show till the reruns, but the show is really different. This is the first show that portrays African American women as single, as independent. We never had that. 1970s, we had Sanford and Son, which was about black guys. Good Times, a black family. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, a goofy little black guy from the poor area, moves in with his rich cousins in Bel-Air. And now this was the first time that it dealt with African American women, because I've known African American women who were single and didn't have anything. No, it really portrays African American women who are not married, they don't have any kids, and they're not miserable. They say, okay, if you're African American woman in your 20s and 30s, you don't have any kids, you're not married, you're lonely. No, these women are happy. They're friends. They feel comfortable around each other, and they're not desperate for a guy's attention. They have a male best friend. It's a good show. Queen Latifah is a heavyset black woman, very brown skin. She's very confident, outspoken, speaks her mind, has a sassy attitude. We came from the Cosby Show. She played Pam, the ghetto black girl. She comes in and tells Dr. Huxtable about birth control. Anyway, she played on the Cosby Show. The woman that played Pam, the tall, dark-skinned, skinny woman, she's on it. And this is a really good show. And these women are all confident. They're successful. They're not hoochie mamas. They're not sleeping around. They're not fornicating. They're not promiscuous. Because the media does portray black women as promiscuous, especially young black women. Black women are 20s, 30s, single. Okay, they sleeping around. No, they do not sleep around. They date. If they're dating in this show, if they're dating a guy, if they're gonna sleep with a guy, then they have to be really much into him. But it's really good to see. This show was very entertaining. I remember watching it. I didn't understand it because I was so young. The show was. I remember watching a little bit of the show when I was like 7, 8 years old, back in the late 90s. I used to watch it back in 96, 97, 98. But I was too young to understand. I was only 5, 6, 7 years old, but I started watching the reruns as a teenager, and it's like, wow, show was really good. I got the show on DVD. A couple of seasons is really entertaining. I love it, and it portrays black women in a pretty much decent way. They're all successful. They have jobs. The thing about them, they're not married. They don't have any kids, and it's just that their life isn't going as well as they thought it was. But they're not sad. They're not really begging for a black guy's attention. And a lot of black guys were offended by the show. I said, whoa. It really, because most society they view black women as desperate for a man's attention, and they have babies, and they can't get a man. No, these women are single because they choose to be. They're women. They're black women. They're pretty. They're attractive. They're young. They're in their 20s. They can get guys like this, but they're not desperate. If a guy wants to be with the woman that he has to chase, the guy has to do the chasing. But it's a good show. Mr. J. Peace.